I suppose the major influences on the work have been issues related to personal loss, and I've used the work to deal with issues around that. Explored the issue of, you know, and the different ranges of emotions that go with that. The bodies of work that I've made over the last 10 years have been very kind of autobiographical, and have gone through stages of, you know, obvious there's angry stuff and rage and big car crash pieces, you know, and then the stuff that's more reflective and to do with memories and what the importance of memory and when your memories are kind of fading, how you feel a bit robbed of memories that are really precious to you, you know, about a certain thing. And then I suppose so the influences have been, it's all been a reflection of what was most important to me in me life, in my family life, in relationships, and it's just exploring them. But there's always been an element of complete freedom, to allow the unknown to be present, to kind of let the work become what the work wants to become. But sometimes it has a very, very focused theme. You know, it could be the home, it could be interior, it could be a bird or a piece of poetry, and that becomes the focus, but it's surrounded by a bit of a freedom. So influences of, you know, I've been influenced by people, you know, by other artists and photographers and musicians and you know people that I would look up to and stuff like that. So influences come from everywhere. Music is very important. I suppose the current body of work, what it's about is it's related to the physical regeneration of where I live, where I was brought up in Ballymun in Dublin. There's a huge regeneration project of the area, but as a backdrop to that, or kind of accompany that, is my own kind of emotional regeneration. You know, of where I've evolved from in the last 10 years, or over the last 10 years. So the themes in the current work are very much based around the home, the interiors. I suppose the work has a lot of colour in it, but it's all to do with an emotional interior, as someone described it once, that seemed to fit. That I didn't term that, but somebody did. But the home and all its elements, the physical aspects of a home, seem obsessively to come up in the work, and sometimes I just go with my obsessions. This box with a roof on it seems to just constantly be there, and I'll just keep working on that until that's gone and that fades out. So I think that there's also kind of current themes that are very relevant, and I kind of wanted to make a response to them. It's the Ryan report at the moment with the clerical abuse in the Dublin area was something that is very current, and it's something that affected. I suppose the home in that situation is symbolic to the person or the community, or how it's how the church seemed to have this huge hold, and still does, on Irish society. So the current work has all those things, but it's constantly changing. If I just feel like painting whatever, I just feel like letting the paint become something, that's what I'll do. But anyway, yeah. What inspires me, what has inspired me to date, has been to do with the people who are probably most important to me in my life. My children, my wife, my son, Sean, people who have lived through adversity, people that do things their own way, that drive their own path through the landscape. The interesting characters who go with their own way. I like that. I like people who forge their own path. I suppose that's what I relate, because I'm self-taught, and I relate to people who did different things, or who when I first seen the abstract expressionists, de Kooning and Pollock, or Still, or it was just like, I'm not fucking mad. These people I can relate to. So you find inspiration in people like Basquiat and that. You find inspiration in artists, great Irish artists, Brian McGuire, and that. People who are probably in touch with the darker side of humanity, but possibly there's always an element of hope, because I like to think that I like the element of hope. The hope is important and shouldn't be underestimated. So inspiration comes through lots of ways. Music is very inspirational when you just want to put on whoever you're currently interested in and just go with the flow. So there you have it. Inspiration.
Your fool was alone, is it wrong? Say you were the only one. So to me for so ready for us, so ready for us, so creature fear. I was teased by the cloud, spit out by your mind.